You see, the Jesus story, the Jesus incarnation, is not into the world. It's not its literal picture interpretation. It's not a history or a historicity. It's a story about the incarnation of God in your being. It's presented as the things of this world, baby being born and growing up and having a ministry and so on. When you follow this story, you pick up, you receive the kingdom of heaven into your consciousness. I mean, it's there everywhere, always. But you're in a childish form that hasn't realized it yet. And this story takes the toys you are used to, the physical things of this world, tells a story with them, that awakes a consciousness in you, a knowledge of God. You come to know God through the story being listened to, thought about. And your inner being, who you truly are, is transformed by this story. This is the incarnation. The first incarnation is hearing the story. The second incarnation is the intuitive understanding of what it means in terms of who you are and what reality is. That's the second coming. When you receive that, you are changed forever. Because you now know God. This is life eternal, to know thee. And you know, he prays in the garden, as well, I think it's in the garden, wherever he's praying in John 17. He prays that you be with him where he is. He's within you. He wants your consciousness there. And you're abiding there. You see, we do not grasp what we are as a person, and we tend to latch on to that which we're aware of in our everyday life, which is, of course, the body. But we are not this micro ego. We are a macro ego that embraces the whole world, the whole universe, rather more than that, the whole of all being. You see, we are spirit. Spirit is not localized to form. You know, people think of ghosts. Oh, I saw a spirit. No, you didn't. You just saw another misunderstanding. You know, a form in terms of loosely almost a hologram in terms of this world, but you didn't see a spirit. You can't yet grasp the universality of spirit. It's the reason for intuition being instant, for time travel and space travel being immediately feasible. Because of your personhood, which is universal, not local. Our childhood sees it as local. We haven't grown up yet. I'm not defined by the body. The body is simply a collection of matter that I'm using to manifest something of my lack of will and understanding of present. You're actually a child of God, and God is not locally defined. He's all everywhere, in whom we live and move and have our being. Wow. That's the reality, and Jesus says, I'm with you always. Because he knows who he is. I don't mean he's owning to be God, he's owning to be universal. It's a glory that he has with him, and we all have with him before the world began, before we separated ourselves from the realization of such. We receive his glory. The glory as of an only begotten of the Father. Utterly cared for, utterly valued, utterly loved. He's our dad. A very good dad, to say the very least.